Okay, my question is, what do you get when you combine a parking lot with the Miami Dolphins stadium?
And that's your plan?
Yeah.
That's a great idea. You're right.
The Miami Grand Prix! The Miami Grand Prix is held at the Hard Rock Stadium, which is where the Miami Dolphins of the NFL play. So as we're about to begin, Sergio Perez is on pole. He gets off to a clean start, and he's able to keep his pace and pass Alonso and Carlos Sainz. Now, Max Verstappen started this race in 9th place, and do you think that Max Verstappen starting in 9th place would cause him any problems?
I'll tell you what the answer to that is, hell no.
Yes, because Max is on the hunt. He's able to do a double pass of Charles Leclerc and Kevin Magnussen in one lap. On lap 4, he passes both of them in one turn. Incredible. He's doing this also on hard tires, while most other drivers are on medium tires. Now Max Verstappen's up to 6th place, and his next victim is George Russell. And he's able to catch George Russell and pass George Russell on lap 8. And on the next lap, lap 9, Max Verstappen lines up Pierre Gasly, and he's able to pass him on lap 9. And then Pierre Gasly, who was so focused on Max Verstappen, George Russell is able to slip through and also pass Pierre Gasly on lap 10. On lap 10, top 5 in the race were Sergio Perez, Fernando Alonso, Carlos Sainz, Max Verstappen, and George Russell. Also to note in the race, Charles Leclerc was having a bad race. He was stuck behind Kevin Magnussen for a lot of the race. He ended up in the top 10, but he didn't get a podium. Now, back to the racing. On lap 14, Max Verstappen is able to pass Carlos Sainz for 3rd place. Max is a wild boy. Max went from 9th place to 3rd place, a podium place in 15 laps. So now he's chasing down Fernando Alonso. Max wants more, and he's able to pass Fernando Alonso on lap 15. So now we're in the pit window. We get a round of pit stops. George Russell comes into the pits on lap 18, and so does Charles Leclerc. And then on lap 19, Carlos Sainz comes into the pits, but he flat spots his tires. He actually gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. The leader, Sergio Perez, comes into the pits on lap 21. He had a fairly quick pit stop of 2.2 seconds. Lewis Hamilton did not have a good race. He started off in 13th. He was able to salvage it somewhat and finish in 6th. Top 5 at midway point of the race: Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Esteban Ocon, Fernando Alonso, and Carlos Sainz. Max Verstappen is still on his hard tires, and over 40 laps have passed. This guy is a machine. He comes in finally on lap 45 for a pit stop. Now things get interesting. Max Verstappen comes out of the pits under a second behind Sergio Perez, and within 2 laps on lap 48, he's able to pass Sergio Perez for 1st place. So with the last 10 laps in the race, Max is able to hold on to this lead, to carry his Red Bull to victory. Another 1st place win for Max. Sergio Perez comes home in 2nd place, and Fernando Alonso comes home in 3rd. Once again, Red Bull showed their dominance, but honestly, Max had to work today. Max started off the race in 9th because he had a bad qualifying session, but he was able to carve his way through the field within 15-20 laps, and he was right up on Perez. This is definitely an interesting track. It's only the 2nd year they ran the race. It's at the Miami Dolphins Stadium that I said, basically in the parking lot. It was a decent race. It was way better than Baku. Baku would put everybody to sleep, but this race was actually kind of exciting. I'm going to give this race an 8 out of 10. One thing that was cringe, they had the drivers' intros. They had LL Cool J introing the drivers. It's totally unnecessary right before the race. Drivers have to prepare. It was about 10-15 minutes before the race. If they wanted to do something like this, they could have had a pre-race show 1 to 2 hours before, not 10 minutes before the drivers got to get in the car. Also, they were driving them in little Jeeps to the podium. I know they're trying to add entertainment, but most F1 fans thought it was over the top, overdone. Some race notes: Lewis Hamilton came 6th and George Russell came 4th, and Mercedes in the top 10. Also, both Alpines were in the top 10, with Pierre Gasly finishing 8th and Esteban Ocon finishing 9th. Both McLarens were out of the points in 17th and 19th place. Congrats to Max. Red Bull are running away this season. Maybe Aston Martin hopefully can catch them, but we shall see.
What just happened?
Easy there, Tiger.
Okay, the Red Bull mechanic got really excited there. Well, we're on to the next race in 2 weeks. We're going to be in Imola on the 21st of May. Congrats to all the winners. We'll be bringing you more racing videos on the channel. There's the French Grand Prix for MotoGP this weekend. We'll be covering that, along with we just have some more videos on the Formula One world and MotoGP and also IndyCar. Please like and subscribe. Redbet signing off.